Okay, I think it might be working this time. Yeah, it looks like it's working. Okay, good. I don't know, sometimes the computer just freezes up like that. I have no idea why. It just does. I just have to do a reboot. I think I know when it kind of started happening, so I think I might be able to track down what's causing it, maybe. But still, nonetheless, annoying. Okay, I'm gonna just go ahead and actually get it. Well, luckily I didn't even get the stream announcement for the last one. Okay. So, I'm going to actually do what I tried to do last time. Luckily I wasn't really too far into it. Let me see if I make sure the things. There we go. I went and grabbed me a sandwich while I was waiting for everything to reboot. I guess nobody knows. Inside the stream, with zooming on an image and everything kind of locked up, my mouse so like moving like this across the screen ever so slowly. Oh. Since I didn't explain it last time. New season of Godzilla Battle Line stuff's been announced. So, and we're going to be playing some Ghost Frontline 2 and some Godzilla Battle Line. And the next season is, well, they're doing something new called Godzilla Reboot Monsters, which kind of implies they might be doing this for some other things, which might actually be really cool. But this is what we're getting. Which also I want to point that out right quick because I think that's funny. We're getting the adding feet to Biolante. And this is Harvest Biolante, if I remember correctly. Okay, if it's like, was it maybe like she's a little bit more in bloom? Supposedly, this is supposed to be, I think, this one maybe offers some concept art of her, some toys, and some like puppet show versions, some other different, like, I guess, designs they've done over the years. This one's probably the more unique one. This is Destroyer Super Dragon form. Which those are the highlights, which is weird. There's another one that kind of advertised a little bit earlier, which seemed almost a little bit cooler. Also, I really wish they had more of this in English. So, like, just click on the, go to the YouTube channel. What should I actually see? Do they have a link to the website? Because I don't believe this is on the website. Okay, I have to download. But I think these are going to be toys you can actually physically buy, which might be interesting. But stickers and the art, which they showed off a little bit ago, that kind of teased the new one. I think these are the balance adjustments, which I wish they had this where it was written out where I could easily read it. If it's on the website, you could at least just more easily translate it. This is going to be the leader for the next All-Star battle, which is kind of cool. It's the leader. Cat's doing some crazy stuff in there. Is this the one that's talking about? That's the Godzilla store linking. Apparently, we're removing some of the old 4-stars from at least like the 4-star maps and maybe some other things. So they're in a way going to be harder to get, but probably also is a good thing. So you can actually maybe get the new stuff, so you're not just going to be like, oh, am I going to get something that's actually new and good, or am I going to get like Betuor, Space Godzilla, Jet Jaguar? But just to, can I like actually get the picture? Just the picture? Yes, here we go. Well, let's see if this won't break it. Here we go. I think this actually zooms in on here. Yeah. Get a little bit of a better look at the Biolante. I know the different flowers. Got a little bit more pus sacs. Actually has legs. There's maybe some back legs, back tentacle stuff. Actually kind of looks like a Dark Souls boss. But honestly, I'm here for it. It looks really cool. Of course, that's the other one. Can we get the? Here we go. Open a new tab. Open that in a new tab. What? I didn't. Translate? No. What? Oh, I didn't actually click. Yeah, now open a new tab. Okay, because this is the Super Dragon Form Destroyer, which is interesting. I kind of dislike the heads, but maybe if it was a better image, you see how the neck's kind of connected, but they just look a little bit weird. But the 3D model looks a little bit cooler. I like his arms. Look, it's like the kind of like the little armor along the way. Like he still kind of has his other legs. Like he has his two tail. It looks more Ghidorah, which I mean, I guess he does have hands, but there's something I also mentioned. There's actually like the lower part of the wings, but I don't know. I think they look cool overall. Largely neat, because I think the head looks a little bit weird, but maybe more in the 3D space. But I mean, it's basically Destroyer's kind of head, or maybe like the more aggregate form of head. But you have him. Of course, Biolante, and do they not have the other one on here? Here we go. The 2000s era Godzilla, so like the Millennium Godzilla design, or I guess the one basically from all but Godzilla, Mothra, and King Ghidorah. Because that one had a more different design, but I think these were all largely the same. Maybe like the spines were different, but no, the 2000s era, the Millennium design, but a running form for him, which apparently is based off of one of those like fan film, but kind of official fan film projects, like the one with Gigan Rex and the Megalon that we already have in the game. Honestly, some interesting stuff for next season. Which personally I'm interested in. Let's see, I have a little bit of grinding I'm going to be doing in here, so give me a second, get everything booted up. I realized there was another mission to use Waukesha Bay. Godzilla 89 is like leader 15 times. So I'm probably going to do that. Oh, as well as also finish off the other missions, which probably is going to be a little bit more like giving up and some other stuff going on. But there's also some other things I do personally want to talk about while I'm, I don't know, I guess doing this grinding. Though I might get distracted sometimes. You feel too high up. I need to double check what. I think I had a couple times to use him as leader. Oh, was it 3 times? Oh, Monster X, okay. 3 times with him as leader. I could have sworn there was a couple other ones, unless this is... Okay, so I basically have done all of this. Make sure that there's like any other missions. Okay. Could have sworn I saw a mission for him yesterday. I guess I could have done that. Maybe we do it one time or something. Waukesha Bay. Here we go. And right quick it is Monster X. I thought there was a couple more like... No, I think I get the King Caesar one. The Monster X not hit 20? Okay, I thought you were up higher. Although I probably just haven't leveled you, which I'm also looking forward to that. I mean, I don't think they announced it, but they normally have like it's cheaper to upgrade stuff, so I'm kind of like saving some of my things until then. I'm not saying I have like that much gold to be upgrading anything anyways. I have been kind of using it more so to buy pieces. But let's see, what do we even have? We have Mogera, Kyukai, okay, Scarlet Dust Ultima, no, not you. I didn't go far enough down. Because I have actually Kyukai. Surprisingly high. Well, I completely went past them. Here you go. You got you. You. I'm so bad at remembering these. It was Scarlet Dust, which I kind of hate. I'm not actually getting pieces for you. Here we go, and I'm missing. Oh, I have one of the cycle. Put somebody else on. Mothra with a cocoon. And Anguirus. I didn't actually pay attention to which Anguirus that was. I'm just gonna do regular Anguirus then. Which, you know, sure, I'm gonna do that. I kind of like using Gigan right now. But let's work on getting some missions done. But yeah, I had a post on the which I'm surprised they actually didn't as much comment. There might be some more later. But I just think was interested, just thinking about. Okay, you don't see too much. What we actually might be getting later on. Maybe he'll target him now. Oh well. Oh, he died very quickly. But because it's just, we have some interesting things coming forward. Okay, you're regular in gear, so you're the... Oh, no, you okay, have the pull one. I'm not gonna do that great against them. But we do actually have, surprisingly, a few really cool things coming forward. I've got to put them... Oh, no, I forgot, I was saving something else. But yeah, we don't actually have... Get him. You can let him really destroy all my buildings. Come on, you can do better than that. Also, he should have lost his thing by now. That's all that I hate about him is they don't. I feel like his shield thing's a little bit weird sometimes to actually get rid of. I need to actually get out my like good units. Sure, we'll go and take him out. Oh, you actually destroyed mine. Congratulations. I'll just send you out. But we actually have a couple things coming up, which we don't always have. Very often we just have like nothing really releasing, which I think is kind of interesting, especially when we actually then do have something coming. Actually makes it a lot more interesting. Because right now, for God's at least like big things that you have coming up, you do have Supernova, which I mean is probably not that high up on lots of people's list, but like, you know, probably will have the most kaiju action. Rumors-ish. I have to actually put Mogira. Oh well, I'm going to stick Mogira on my team. Mogira and Cocoon. And I think I did forget somebody else here. Mogira, Cocoon. Nope, I got my six. Mogira and Cocoon. Let me actually just remember that to put them on here. Mogira. A little bit further down, Mogira. Still a little bit lower. Really? I wish we had. Oh wait, is he one? I think he's one of the buff units this season, right? Yeah, Mogira. And my Cocoon might be fun. I kind of want to keep on using my other boy there, Cocoon. I think that's you. I mean, it's nice that you are a Cocoon or building, so you actually look different, but it does kind of make you sometimes a little bit funky to find. But you have Supernova. Reportedly, I think it was like a trademark or some other like behind the scenes, more like official document filing something. Supposed to be, and you get spoilers for anybody who might be really looking forward to these movies, but seems likely Space Godzilla, though there also might be some more other stuff or some unique things or something. Probably new form of Godzilla. I think there was talk about Kong maybe getting more stuff. I mean, hey, we gave him an axe, and we gave him like a robot gloves. I don't know, full mecha or something. Who knows? I don't know if there's really actually been talk about that, but I could see it happening. We have that. We have. Let's see. You had. I mean, I guess those are kind of the big ones. So I was thinking about the creatures. Like if we were to get units, probably those. I mean, of course, you do also have Kong now control kind of Ashimo and the Monkey Army. I think there was some talks about this being more of a Godzilla movie, but they said that I think about the last one too, and it had way more Kong focus. Though of course we could still have. I think something said about Shimu and Suko being like sidelined or something, but you still might have them like. Oh, it's him falling from the sky. I was like, I thought he got. Somebody got knocked back all the way across the map from like up here to prevent to process that. But I mean, you still could do something with them if it's like a small appearance, and you might have some other unique kaiju or some MonsterVerse originals showing up, or who knows what really. I could see them doing lots of different things potentially. So that probably is gonna get us like the most. Actually, like unique units, if I was to guess. I really think the other stuff's probably not getting us as much. Is that the heavy armor one? Okay, I just don't have to super deal with them. Interestingly enough, I don't think I have that much 7 cost stuff on here. Uh, but so that one's probably, if I had to guess, is going to get us the most stuff. May not 100%. I mean, there could always be some more other stuff. But with how they got 7 units, if memory serves correctly, out of the last one, because we got the 2 waves, I could really see them milking this, because granted that time we also got lots of like repeats in there. So I honestly probably see them doing something similar. I don't know, like maybe 2 Godzillas, maybe 2 Kongs. I could very easily see more than one version of the whatever enemy we will be getting, or of probably the. Oh, you actually took them out. I'm surprised. I'm trying to think what it even is now, so my mind's just blanking on me. Space Godzilla. I think probably very likely 2 versions of Space Godzilla. Somebody's actually rocking that unit. Awesome. Who would be? Sure, I'll just go out with you. Why not? And then throw you out there with them. So I think that one's probably the biggest. The one people probably the most looking forward to is definitely, I think, probably -1. Even though, -0, -1. So I actually watch it, but I don't know, lots of times, it's like that is my favorite Godzilla movies, the American 98 Godzilla. But normally the just Godzilla, humanity fighting Godzilla is not as interesting to me, but I think a lot of that's like, hey, you've seen one. I'm not saying you've seen all of them, but the other stuff at least has like some more different stories going on. Okay, I'll take both of those, because that gives me what? More view. I mean, I'll take more Rainbow Mothra, even though they're not like that great, or something I'm really super farming after. Oh, that's 1,000. Maybe I need to be doing more of the weeklies again. I used to do some more of them, but then I kind of like stopped when I don't play as much, but those do give you some good coinage. -0. Godzilla's back. He's supposed to be bigger. It looks like he's maybe evolving at least a little bit. He got some shoulder spikes going on, so maybe there's some other stuff going on too. I could potentially see more than one form of Godzilla maybe appearing in the movie. Or like if he's evolving, I could see him appearing in a couple different forms in the game too. I mean, of course they can do an alt of something that's not really that different, but there is at least a difference going on there. It's interesting. They're just kind of letting me do stuff. It hasn't really done that much, all things considered. So maybe you're gonna have that. I'm also really interested if this means we might be getting another like giant Earth-sized form. Not necessarily saying that the Godzilla -0 big version's like that big. I think that one's the Godzilla Earth is just massive. But that could maybe be an interesting way to also more so differentiate him from some of our other like Godzilla versions, and then maybe from the other -1 and I guess technically the Ride version. But that could be interesting. And then we do also, there's been rumors about King Ghidorah appearing in the movie. Granted, the Godzilla design himself is from the Ride. I'll say I think I can ditch Monster X. I'm probably going to do that. I might keep these others. I don't know. I mean, granted, you probably need to be ditched because you're not. Like, you know what? I've actually had lots of fun with you, and you know what? Actually, right now, as much. Well, and also not that expensive. I was gonna say maybe I might put in the Aqua Mothra. You know what? I actually will swap you out for Aqua Mothra. As much fun as I also have using you. That one's at least kind of cheap and it's kind of a blocker, so it's not that big of a deal. The majority of the design for -1 was from Godzilla the Ride, which also had King Ghidorah in it, which exists in this game. So I could see that, and then you also had, I think, like some buildings and some others, maybe some boats, other things floating in like lightning up in the sky. Ghidorah shoots like gravity beams that kind of look like lightning. I don't know. I feel like there's enough there that kind of feels like it would match. Go force my Mothras. Is that Zilla? Let's see what kind of spawn thing that was. And of course, Aqua died already. Oh, fun, just put that out there. Interesting. I guess throw you out there and pull them sideways. And then, you know, one of you. That's like how he ran around him. Or her. But so you're probably having maybe a King Ghidorah. It really kind of also makes sense to me that if we're having a sequel to this one, we're probably going to do something else with some other creatures. Of course, it's now also in America, and America has to deal with it. So you might have some more human tech stuff. I don't know, last time we got Shinden, and I think that it's not the Tabula Rasa, but whatever the thing is, I mean, it's a little bit funky, but the land, air, and sea assault thing, that one, I mean, like I said, it's kind of odd, but I believe that was a -1 unit. It's either -1 unit or it was a Shin Godzilla unit. I just don't really remember. Take him out. Put another Mothra in there as a blocker. Got the big guns. Actually, I would love to have that Mothra like more leveled. I think that one would be a really fun one. The cocoon version. Oh, a little bit annoying. Well, let you handle them. I don't know why I keep on spawning stuff over the water. I forgot about that. Keep on forgetting about it. Well, if you ignore them, this might work out well. And you decide to not ignore them. And that spent my energy I was just about to use. But granted, I think I might be about to do something. So that kind of works out. Annoyingly, I think I keep on losing front. I guess I need to ditch Aqua Mothra. They were supposed to have buffed them, but they just feel really bad to me. You know what? Send you around the other side. Put you here. You know what? Kill them a little bit. What the enemy leaders always do to me, and of course that Mothra cocoon's not doing anything. Always fun. And of course he's going to take out that building instantly. That Aqua Mothra is going to do something somehow. Mine's still over here doing nothing. I'm going to put you out over here. Yeah, I'm dead. They spawned -1 under me. Nothing I could do there. Just did not have a team. Okay, we are going to, I think, remove Aqua. I feel like level whatever I have them on, plus the boosted Aqua Mothra should be doing like a lot some more work than that. But they're just. I don't. I feel like they're like as weak as the other Mothra I have. I mean, you could be fun, but what is the unit I feel like I need the most right now? I mean, I guess I could always just go straight up healing. I was like, oh, could we actually have water? You know what? Sure, I'm gonna use you. I like you. I don't get to use you often. Granted, I don't think any of the cards I have right now. Actually, to be fair, I might need to actually upgrade the card situation. I think I will do that after the next loss. Because I realize I don't think any of the cards actually apply to this guy. Oh, there's a chance none of them might. Also, I think I just played this against like the worst person to play it against. That would be funny. Oh, I might gotta put Megalon back in. I could do my fun build again. I might do like a fun bug build. I like my bug people. Unfortunately, the leader's dead, but it's not gonna actually play you. I'll put you on out. Oh, but yeah, so I got really into that battle. I mean, I guess obviously it was kind of interesting. I don't know what actually causes you to do the charge, because sometimes he does the charge, and other times it feels like he just doesn't. Like he slowly walks towards the enemy. I'll throw you out there so they can slow down a little bit on you. I think technically also making them into ground units, which is interesting. But yeah, I guess that's kind of really it, is we are going to get that -0 movie at some point, so we're probably going to at least get a season, maybe more. I could see them kind of milking it. That movie did really well for them, so I probably would expect to see more in the future. But I don't know if it might have the most unit potential. It very well might. Who really knows? But yeah, that should be interesting. The other thing is the... So this sounds funky. What was this one? Long Live the King. But I would have thought Long Live the King would have had... I don't know, sounded different. See my recent search results. Godzilla. That's release date. Godzilla anime about a boy turning into Godzilla. Yeah, that's... Is that the image? Can we get like... Is that... I feel like there was a better image than that. Screen rant, which isn't great, but... Okay, so that was the image. I thought there was a little bit more going on here. Let me go here. This is from, I think, Toho, right? Or Godzilla, something. But it was worldwide release. Godzilla new anime series production confirmed. For the first time, the series over a 70-year history, a story featuring a boy who possesses Godzilla's powers. I don't know what exactly it means. As the protagonist is set in motion. That boy is human or Godzilla, which I don't know if that means like is he gonna also be like turning into Godzilla, bits and pieces of him become Godzilla. I mean, kind of like he gets bits, but I don't know. Does he turn into like a big Godzilla over time? Of course, we also have like Kamen Rider, so just saying, oh, he's like small. We do have a guy riding a motorcycle and hitting Godzilla and sending him like 500 feet backwards with it. This isn't the music I was expecting to hear. That's not too bad, I guess. Let me get back to GBL though. I'm just going. I think this is boss themes from ZZZ. They do have some pretty decent songs. But you know what? If I'm going to be doing all this, I might as well stick on some other things. The first Mothra fighter. What does this mean? Oh, Giant Cocoon Moth. I did 50 matches with them? Okay, I'll take it. What do we even have to do here? 3 5-ranked matches with tanks. With Manila. Dimension Tide. I mean, these do get me like money, so I guess I will do them. Even though some of these things are probably better. What was this one? Manila. I guess I'll do some of these. Dimension Tide. Dimensional Tide. Here we go. And then I guess you are, well, I think you maybe do a little bit more. And just you or just basic tanks. So we're probably going to be doing a lot more losses, but you know what? Hey, if it gets me the of like 1,400 gold each, you know, that's kind of worthwhile. You do 6 of those. Let's say this is 1,500 each, 3,000, 9,000 gold. That's not bad. This. I mean, that's going to instantly destroy it, but. Well, did I actually play it late enough and didn't destroy it? Nice, I'll take it. Okay, I'm gonna wait for. Oh, they didn't do a little bit better? Oh, I thought they were going to do better. Wait, how are you of all the units that's still alive here, is you Manila survived the fight? Kind of surprising. Of course, I guess I need to remember to watch. Am I just been fighting this one guy this whole time? Because I feel like I fought similar to this a couple times now. This might be sweat times, or we might not be able to get as much talking here. Because I do think I could, by concentrating, win this. I should put you further away. Can I play you? No. Because they're probably just going to hit the -1 again. Man, I'm just gonna go ahead and give up. I'm not. I have 3 buildings, and they're just gonna keep on using the ultimate on me. Let's just get on out of there. Maybe I should just start giving up again instantly versus Shin Godzillas right now. I didn't even upgrade the cards like I said I was going to. That probably also didn't help. Which I guess I will do that after this fight if I remember correctly. But yeah, so we actually have... Oh, sorry, I also got distracted. The Godzilla boy might be interesting. I don't know, I kind of feel like... Are we going to have him fighting us? I mean, of course, it could be a completely boring thing. Something else I read is like, oh boy, that description just doesn't sound very interesting. He deals with, like, responsibility and inheritance and other stuff. Was like... I don't want to be that guy, but, like, I don't know. I kind of want some more, like, kaiju action stuff. And that's not it. So... Who knows? Okay, I'll take it. I don't want to be too toxic. That might be really bad, but it's also, admittedly, is probably the most interesting of the things on the list. Because, like, if you really want something unique and interesting, the one where the boy becomes Godzilla or something should be. It also sounds weird. So, like, he gets his powers and maybe doesn't actually, like, turn into Godzilla. There's, like, a romance thing where it's like a chick dating somebody, but she keeps turning into like a kaiju accidentally or something funky like that. Does it say if I like went to schedule this how many more times? 4 more? Okay, I have more. Oh, I need to actually equip the cards. But, like, that one could be interesting. That's supposed to come out sometime in 2026, according to, like, I think the original announcement, which is interesting, since I don't believe we exactly have that. Increases HP and attack power of all battle pieces on the team for teams with 4 or more aerial units. Should I keep that on the team? Okay, this is the head increases. That's not too bad. Shield and shield. Okay, I guess I don't think I have those aerial units. Well, I could make some changes to do that. Well, this actually is the correct stuff. So he has the same cards as the Monsterverse Godzilla, interestingly enough. Oh, that's not too bad. Okay. Actually, I'm surprised I actually have, like, okay enough cards. I mean, granted, I think I need 1 more aerial unit to really get it, which actually I think one of those was, like, I need to use Mega Gearists, which, honestly, maybe swap you out for Mega. Yeah, let's go and just go with it. There's just a few more I need to do. Well, I think what 4 more battles I have to do. Yeah, I don't know if I even want to do exactly more than that or not. Because I mean that might be a good amount to like then save a couple of them for tomorrow whenever I do get like at least 1 more mission anyways. Okay, I'll throw you out. Throw you. You're gonna be an Ibra. Okay, so at least that's not a -1. Okay, that was the duo unit though. I'll put you over here. This might be a weaker unit, I don't know. A weaker unit, like a weaker player. At least compared to some of the other people, it's just like, I don't say like a dropper, but somebody that could probably be up high if they like really played. Granted, I also think you have some kind of sweats down here too, or like newer sweats, if you will. What do I have here? Oh, probably some like I did X number of battles on this map too. No? Okay. I feel like I probably haven't played as many times on this particular map. So 6 doesn't reset the scroll thing there. Matches with Godzilla. Auction Bay is my leader. Okay. Actually, kind of a nice one. So I don't already have that before then. Fierce Dragon Monster Fighter. He's a dragon monster? Huh. And it is dragon, not like dragging. Interesting. Weird. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like those are some interesting things we have coming up on the like to-do list, the docket, whatever you maybe want to call it, for like future seasons. Kind of just getting ready for this. Okay, yeah, of course we're gonna have one of those. And then you're gonna get a whole swarm, yep. Oh yeah, they're still alive? That's annoying. Also annoying because I just don't even have that one unit. I want them. But yeah, we actually have some potentially interesting seasons coming up with what should all be new stuff. I mean, I think that's kind of like the biggest thing is all of that stuff should actually, in fact, be new. We know we're also getting some other stuff at some point, but we don't know if all that stuff will always be new or not. I really need something else in my hand. Okay, I'm just not winning this. This hand just really sucks for these battles. But I guess that's what I was expecting to get. This, I guess, is going to be when I'm going into maybe the give up. It's kind of just annoying because I do actually have opponents that I do feel like I can actually probably beat. But yeah, so we actually for sure getting some more new stuff. Though we also know with the reboot stuff, which I actually got to show this off, they had like a weird teaser image for this particular thing where they were advertising it a couple days ago, like, ooh, the reboot, which was like, okay, what's the reboot stuff going to be? Oh, that's the, oh, I was like, well, isn't that Fire Rodan there? Why is another Fire Rodan? But I forgot they do, oh, you actually killed him? Come on. That's just annoying. I need like actually good units in my head. So we are with the reboot. Sorry, the reboot stuff. They showed off a couple other different creatures, which was interesting. So it seems like we probably are going to be getting more of these. And I think they were like showing off the first Godzilla, a Mecha Godzilla. Somebody says it's like technically the second appearance of the first Mecha Godzilla, which isn't in the game yet. I'm kind of surprised I haven't got an alt of it or something different. He does kind of a different form, especially when his head gets like popped off and some other stuff. But there was like a couple interesting different things there, which might be really neat if we start doing some more reboot stuff. Which also like, hey, that's another victory. So like, kind of makes sense not to just fully just do the give up. Granted, that would also give me more points for this. I guess it would also make me not get up too much higher, but I also kind of like to win. I only have two more victories I have to do. But I mean, of course, technically there's still maybe like, I think probably under 10, honestly. Okay, this was weird. Solid creatures to add in. A lot of people are looking for Titanosaurus, and I don't really care for Titanosaurus personally. I mean, that would be something else to get added in. But I will admit, I'm not super high up on Titanosaurus personally. Let's just go ahead and give up, because I don't think that one's going to go. They're just going to spam the stuff, and I don't have the stuff to handle the spam. Not with this, like, hodgepodge. Of course, I could also change out the, like, new units, but it is kind of fun using the new units, and it's very rare that I've actually gone a season and gotten all the new units. But like, we have Titanosaurus, or we don't have Titanosaurus. Don't have Gorgosaurus. I feel like you could count that second form of the original Mechagodzilla as enough of a different unit, kind of. Don't have Kumonga, I think, the spider. Don't have Gabara. The Gargantuan, since they had kind of teased that. You might could say like a Mechanic Kong, sort of. Technically, also some more Monsterverse stuff, but they have been like doing Monsterverse seasons every now and then. It was also weird we just haven't gotten a 2014 Godzilla or a Kong Skull Island season yet, or unit. You would kind of think we would have gotten one of those, not maybe like another King of the Monsters season. Because, man, well, the Behemoth is cool. From stuff online, it seems like that wasn't that popular. Or I see we're like, though it's for like, oh, you want Titanosaurus. But, like, that kind of is like neat. Well, really neat if you're doing that. Honestly, I think probably doing Godzilla or something like that would have been lots cooler too. But we got like a Rodan alt, and everybody was calling for the Rodan alt. And then we got the who was it? The Mothra and Godzilla duo, which was cool. But I don't know. Probably the other stuff would have been cooler to have gotten. Let's see. Was it that's 1,600, 1,600. Oh, these are all 1,600, so that's really good. That one's 1,400. Which I might say, I might refresh this. Oh, I have to do that as a leader, but I can refresh into something a little bit cooler. But let me see, I haven't done this yet, okay. Actually, out of curiosity, is anybody... I don't think anybody has like requested for me to follow them. I'll follow you if y'all have actually logged in recently. I think I had removed max followers, okay. Cause I sometimes remove them if like they haven't been on in like a month or something. Not that that's like the biggest thing, but I would rather maybe get some of these people that's actually like logged on somewhat recently, like a month ago. Like I could maybe always just like unfollow that person. Can I actually do that? Thought there was a way to unfollow. Or I'd have to actually literally go here, unfollow. Okay, well, there we go. Okay, I might have to do this on something else. It's gonna take too long. But I will go ahead and just follow that other person who is following me, at least at the top of this list. Because I did pay attention to realize that they were on, at least recently. I'd go see if we can do that at some point then. Oh, technically, can I send more support? Yeah, because I've actually have new people now. Okay. So that has been that portion. Let me just go ahead and close that game. I mean, that's solid. Oh, I need to actually see what. I can do that later. That GBL, I'm looking for girls. Here we go. Go ahead and mute that. Get this booted up. Giz. But yeah, some actually interesting things. The rebooted stuff looks neat. I'm curious what other kind of crazy stuff. I mean, it's interesting to me too with the rebooted stuff because some of that I feel like we're getting in the lines of like King Godzilla, Bio-Ghidorah, especially with like the King Ghidorah Destroyer version because it is a. I'll see if can I show this off right quick? Oh, there is a toy form that they've been released, like it's a little kind of small thing, but they have a like upgraded form of Destroyer. He now has this like four-pronged star. Ooh, I can actually do that one off the new character, which I think I actually have her on the team. Yes. It's like a little attachment thing. I think it was like a little toy bag. So it's like maybe 3-inch tall like figures, and some of them come with different bits. But you know what? I'm gonna actually show that off right quick. Where is Godzilla Destroy toy? Something like that, because it is like a new one and it's super funky. Has like a new upgrade piece you stick on him. Is that it? No. I just never noticed. I think those little small wings, because it's like a recent one that you can buy. Now, I forget what the brand line is called. Let's see. Can I find them right quick? Come on. There was like a new one. Okay, let's try not there. It's not getting me. Let's try Twitter. Twitter. Destroy toy. Yeah, that might give me it. Because there was lots of stuff talking about him recently. I wish I could find it. It's really kind of a little bit stupid. The reboot monsters. I mean, you're really telling me nobody's talking? Because I saw the lots of stuff people talking about the Destroyer kind of reminded them of this one because they had really nothing. It's just really funny too because it's just like, really, really that's it. Okay, maybe I'm gonna remove toy from the search because it seems like a lot of people. See, wait, that's maybe one person that might have. No, but it's just some of the same stuff, same stuff, same stuff. It really. Also, I'm not sharing screens because I am just scrolling on social media right now. So who knows what random stuff I could potentially be seeing. I mean, of course, that destroyer alt thing does look pretty good. I wish I could remember what that toy line was called. It's just really funny. The little micro figure with the big red star. Oh, I'm not finding it. So let's get back in. Uh, well, it's kind of funny because people are like, oh, so we have like a new, not like perfect destroyer, but new stronger destroyer. Because it's like, I think one of the action toys was a Mothra Lava. So, like, of course, Mothra Lava didn't really have. It doesn't exactly have enough to really equal maybe a full toy if it's like in scale with the others. And I think there was something. I think it was like the Mothra toy itself was the one that came with all of the stuff. Because it was. I wish I could remember what the other one was. Maybe it was like a. I think it was like a train to eat for Godzilla. Because it was doing a thing to look like, I think, one of the first movies where he's like, comes up and he's eating a train. So you have that. So I think I forgot to go to a. Oh my gosh, could this just be easier? Maybe I should almost just start over. That probably would be easier. I think I just got to do a room up here. And this does give you some more resources and other stuff. It might be like a train to eat for him. And it had a. Is it Garuda? Whatever that, like, gun pack is on the back of the second Mechagodzilla. I think it came with like those in the Mothra one, and it's just this like reddish orange, like a shuriken flame that I think you stick on the front or back of Destroyer, and he's supposed to now be stronger for reasons. I don't know. I mean, it's not like okay. Big lock up there. I don't know, kind of like he's just, I don't know, dropping ore or something. Maybe it was 10 a second, like, to register that. But kind of like he's sort of powering up. Which, let me see if I can maybe do it while you get to. Unfortunately, he's not going to hear anything. But you can at least get some stuff in the background. Let's see. Let me just see. I'm gonna go back to that one just right quick. Godzilla. Little small toy line. Toy line. Is this it? Metafix? I don't think that's it. I mean, it's kind of getting close to what I'm looking for there. Wish I can remember. I think at one point I even like saved. Can we stop having one me to sign in and showing off all my name and Google password stuff? I wish you wouldn't do that when I clicked on stuff. No, that's the world's smallest Godzilla. That's kind of stupid. Because it's like a currently running Godzilla toy line. And it's like really small. Maybe I put like 3" or something. A 3". I won't be satisfied to find the name of it. Also, why am I looking at images? Take me to all. But I would like to remove the shopping since the shopping is not really working well. Because they had it. I saw they had recently advertised it. Okay, that's definitely not the link I wanted. They had it on the Godzilla Battle Line thing at some point. Mothra. Maybe type in the actual name of the thing I'm looking for. Maybe I just put. Okay, apparently I'm back at small toy lines. Toy Mothra. Because the Mothra is the thing that comes with all the other stuff. I'm just getting like terrible results. Results. How about wait? Let me do this. I'm gonna look up current Godzilla toy lines. Those shopping results just show me. Okay, category toy lines. I'm not looking for gigantic series. I'm not looking. So take me to Trend Masters. Maybe I can scroll down to the category and sort by category toys. Merchandise. I'm looking for something right now. Okay, I can't sort by year, which is really annoying. It's not Godzilla Land, not Godzilla Island, not Toho Kaiju, not Mothra Legends, Monster Heaven. That sounds neat. Not Movie Monster. I wish I could remember what the. Am I actually going to have to scroll on the Godzilla? Okay, I'm going to have to find this. It's driving me nuts. I mean, just we're going back to this. I have to find it. Okay, GZ. Okay, we're just going. But I guess we can just do this. Actually, I think if I can remember how to do searches on here properly, there's a way I think to be like my Twitter account searching everything that's been posted. Which also this is I think the one I was talking about, the teaser where it's like showing off different kaiju, which potentially are all going to be ones that might appear now. It was like a couple months ago. We'll find it. Don't you worry. Huh. That's neat. Oh, that was for the Gamera stuff anyway, so I was like, well, we're getting a commemorative drawing. No, that's that season. I'm gonna say it was even before the Gigan alt season. Take it, of course, a little bit for it to load here. It might be a little bit more back around January. Oh, we're getting there. Now this is the Gamera stuff. It may have been during this time. Now into the Valentine's Day era. I would actually slow down, let images load. Ah, yes, the Zilla season. I still need that awesome Gigan. This was it. No, okay. It just looked very different. As I swear I will get back to it in a second. This is just like one of those brainworm things. I can't forget now. Or I just can't stop thinking about it. Okay, we reached December. Well, is this one just out of curiosity because it's not translating it? Oh, it's just that one. Okay. So a video of them, which was a pretty solid one. I could just definitely use that because there's not much stuff of him. What is this one? Oh, maintenance notice guys. Looks like that's more official. The Zoid stuff. Also, just that one thing kind of reminds me of a YouTube link, so I'm kind of stopping and looking at it. Oh, is this when they announced the Godzilla boxes? Okay, I was sure this might be... They could have like released that video doing this to kind of advertise the toy line. I feel like I have to be getting close though. Honestly, kind of a neat season. Even if like Volga, whatever it was like a knockoff guy game. I mean, its design was very similar. It was at least kind of neat. And of course the alt, like concept art, poster art, whatever version of Mechagodzilla was really neat. I feel like that's why I was started. Potentially the rebooted stuff was actually just getting something cooler like that. One day we will find this. Okay, I feel like I should have scrolled back far enough to find it. If it was here. Unless this is somehow it. No. Just a little bit more, and I guess then I'm done. Okay, let me just look up one other thing because it looks like I'm not finding it. Super Destroy. Man, I wish I could find whatever that one stupid little toy is, because it's like 3 inches tall. Well, I guess we're actually going to have to continue that now. I really wish I could find that. It's so stupid I cannot actually find it, and I need to actually, you know, get back into something and mute it. There we go. Alright. Okay, it decided to... Okay, can Can we? Oh my gosh, can we just... I really wish it would stop opening up random tabs I have while I'm like halfway through a stream VOD of somebody's. It would just like, hey, you tabbed out for a second. You want to play this? Let me play it for you right quick. While you're... But it's also playing it like super quiet while you're trying to get to the tab you actually want to get to. So, this stream has just sucked. I can't apparently do anything today. It's just one of those days. Really wish I could have showed that off. It's so small and stupid. I don't know why I can't find it now. Everything's wanted to show me like SH Figure Arts Destroyer. When I look up Destroyer toy, it was all over my timeline. Heck, even earlier today. But of course now I can't find it. But it is kind of funny. We are getting those. Honestly, some kind of like neat stuff going on there. If I'm going to be completely honest, can we just go ahead and skip this? You know, you have to like find the skip button because it's just always hidden. Okay, there's nothing else. So we'll just go ahead and kill it. But yeah, the idea of the reboot stuff is kind of neat because it's also now like different forms of that stuff. Of course, still wouldn't mind getting the stuff that we are currently missing. I think that will be... Well, I say cooler, but like... The Destroyer is really interesting because I feel like that's like really doing something. I don't like you using that attack because I feel like now you're just stood out in the open where you can way more easily get killed. But that's really neat. The Destroyer, the Biolante is really neat. I think it might be kind of a little bit cooler of the two because it is visually a little bit more of a redesign. I mean, the Super Dragon form is kind of like a mixture of two, which I think could maybe a little cool. But having just a dragon version of Destroyer, I think would have maybe have been potentially cooler just to have that by itself and maybe not have as much of the Ghidorah stuff. But Ghidorah mixed in there is cool. I like how both of those have kind of taken, I think, all the talk away from Bunning 2000's Godzilla. Which is potentially really cool, but we're just not talking about. I feel like you're going to get her killed, which is a little bit sad and annoying. But she's doing okay. I'm shocked because I need to get her like more properly upgraded. That'll make her like a lot significantly stronger. But while we are doing this. I do have something I do want to talk about. If I can find it right quick. Here we go. I was working on a list of stuff to do. I might make it a video. I might make it a post. I might make a video and then turn like the video to a post like the red. I'm working on a couple different creative sort of ish writing endeavors, and then trying to just do something else to fill up like some of my free time than just some other stuff that I have been doing. So just kind of like some different writing things. I guess this one almost would be like a montage or collage of pictures. Honestly, probably a little bit more of a, I don't know, I might even make like a little PowerPoint thing because it's just going to be like, well, basically the thing is my top 25 most wanted things for Godzilla Battle Line, because I've seen a couple other people that have kind of made some stuff similar to that, and in a way I like to almost try my hand at doing something similar, because I do have some like weird things I would like to do. Of course I still want to make some of those. Well, I'm actually in the middle of typing up right now thing for like a Gridman sort of collab crossover with Godzilla Battle Line, doing like the initial 4. Then they'll probably do like a separate one just for Gridman himself because he has potentially like 6 forms. There would be like what his base Gridman, Caliber, Max, Boar, and was it Vet, the Jet form, and then like final Gridman, which might not be as exactly different. But still a little bit. I mean, it's that typed up, which is, of course, that first one's. What was it? It's Gridman, Anti. Goldrya or something? The long neck almost look like. Has a back like the head of a Triceratops, is what it is to describe. I think that is actually the correct description. I think that's more so their version of Ghidorah, especially because they bring it back as like Mecha, whatever later. So this will just be like the base thing. So I think that would be a little bit neater. Anti, which probably won't be like super transforming or anything, or make it slightly transform and get his claws. He can shoot. He can maybe go in like a flying form if a flying enemy's attacking him or something like that. And Anonymous, because I really like Anonymous, and I think Anonymous is a little bit cool, a little bit more interesting than honestly the final two like kaiju, proper kaiju of the series. And I think he would just be very interesting to get added, though I also think it's funky, but some of the ones that are probably a little bit lesser on the memorable scale, though I do like that one, is oddly kind of memorable. For something like that, kind of his design kind of sucks, but it's like, well, admittedly, that's kind of the point, and I kind of do like how he looks like a cheap kaiju suit. There we go. So I really do like those that would be like the former, including like the original pitch, because some of the collab stuff is you get like 4 units, so I'm like, I'll do like a pitch of 4 stuff just because of that. Okay, it's this one. Let me just go ahead and blow that up. So I'm working on a couple of different little things. Also, I want to do a couple like reviews for some games. Little videos for those. I just need to sit down and just record those. I don't know. I feel like I have to get a little bit more of a mood for those. And that is everywhere completed. So let's go on here. But for the top 25, okay, I kind of got distracted during that boss fight and actually get to it. So I might do that the next time I get to it. Well, actually, I can do some of this stuff and read this at the same time, because hey, worst case, I get into a fight and I just let them just go ahead and kind of handle it. Top 3 are really kind of easy and stuff like that. Oh, and I guess just to mention going into this, the main idea of this too is that these are actually like feasible additions, so it's not like as cool as they would say Gridman would be, or heck, the TNT Godzilla collab stuff, or like the crossover comic. I'm trying to go stuff that would be more reasonable. Oh well. More reasonable to get added. Most of the stuff they should like more or less properly have the rights to. Probably the least of those would be the Monsterverse stuff. There's not like too much really there. Also, I'm gonna take this time to use the restroom. I'll be right back. Sorry, I've been holding that in for a little bit, so I need to go ahead and get that done. But yeah, my top 3, which I like so funny, I said earlier, is like, oh, might be obvious. So it might not be, especially I guess all that talk about, yes, the Monsterverse stuff. I make somebody think it's a little bit more of that, but it's actually not. Though I'm not saying this list is exactly in in order by any means. I might work it out if I do like the PowerPoint thing, like just go through it. Cause I might just do that to have sort of the pictures together and just kind of go through them like one at a time and just like briefest of descriptions possible. Just something a little bit more basic there. But the top 3, which I mean, you probably also can notice a pattern of these when I go through them, is of course Godzilla 98, which I also think would be interesting. We do technically have Zilla in this game. Though I've also, which was a point where I was more okay with calling him Zilla, but now I'm more like, yeah, actually Godzilla. Especially since I think the Zilla is more so full. Oh, I can't get it from supposed to be more so the one from Final Wars. But like if you want proper Godzilla, that would be that one. There's no point wasting time doing this, but would be him. Cause I thought like, oh, we have him now because we got Zilla from Final Wars, but like. Also, that's not Godzilla, it's called Zilla in there. Would actually like myself to have proper Godzilla from there. Also, probably would do something a little bit different. Not that maybe has to do the most crazy other stuff, but I kind of see maybe incorporating the digging, the flying, definitely not flying, the digging, swimming, potentially something a little bit more in there with maybe the running and dodging, because he did like a lots of that in the movie. Like maybe try to bring some of his agileness a little bit more into it. Because he did do some stuff in the movie that was fairly unique, especially for Godzilla. And I think that would make him kind of stand out a little bit more. How in the world did I even get up? Screw it. I hate this map, especially once you blow this stuff up, like navigating. It's like, here, there. If I don't get that piece, so be it. I can live with that. But you have him. Really would like him. Next up, ironically, probably not. Well, actually, they put it this way on the list officially. But if I was going to do it in order, it would not be. How do I get over? Okay, we'll just go. Screw it. I'm teleporting. I don't feel like navigating all of this at this time. Oh boy, one of these puzzles. Next up is, or would be, Cyberzilla. So we are getting into the animated sequel series, which honestly, if you want to pull some stuff from, has lots of neat stuff. I get it, might not be the most popular. Granted, I think that's actually kind of more popular than the movie. Granted, I think the movie's also grown in popularity. But I think you could probably get away with lots of stuff there. I think they do have neat designs. Granted, it is interesting because it does feel like, to me at times, the GBL community can be a little bit fussy about if X, Y, or Z doesn't get in. Because I saw something somebody was calling all the Monsterverse stuff slop. Which I'm like, well, what? You just don't. I guess you don't like them, but they have some like neat original stuff. I definitely wouldn't call that stuff slop. I think the logic was because it had mythology names instead of some other stuff, but I'm perfectly okay with that. It's not like, let's say, all the biggest mythology names anyway, so I think it's a little bit more interesting. I'm just gonna go ahead and leave. But you have some neat things in there, but sometimes they don't like. It's like, oh, Behemoth got added, and I'm like, But Behemoth is cool and original. I mean, I guess some of them have a little bit of a bigger role than him. Like Titanosaurus, I guess, did. Obviously, I mean, I guess he was like, we kind of be like Megalon and Gigan in that movie. Like you had the two kaiju. Not that he's exactly up there for myself personally. Sorry, Titanosaurus. But you have lots of like really neat designs, some unique ones. I guess say unique. There's lots of like legally we didn't pay for the rights to use Rodan, so we used Quetzalcoatlus. Kind of came out looking neat. The couple Mothra and Batra versions they put in there honestly was quite neat. Mechanicon was neat. I don't know, like there was lots of neat things in there, so I could probably say lots of them. I think I even made a couple like concepts for them back in the day. But yeah, Cyberzilla is one I would really like. Would also be kind of cool maybe if when Godzilla died, he kind of came back to that. But as much as I would like maybe him to stay as his own unit, because also Cyberzilla would probably do lots of crazy stuff. That I think would also be really funny to have live action. I would say live action. I guess it's CGI animated, all that stuff. But like live action Godzilla that when died came back as the art style of Godzilla the animated series. That would be, I think, really funny to see. But then of course Godzilla Jr. also from that particular series. I like myself the Godzillas. And I would love to have more of them, and I think there would be something neat to actually see get added into the game. Lots of like actually neat different things going on there. Excuse me. And I think like all of them would just be a cool addition. Of course, it's stuff I would like. But I think there would be enough people that would be interested in that. We do a couple like random mixed sort of seasons, not always. I don't know, so we keep going back and forth with this. But they're not like always, oh, it's from the same like series. It could be like 3 wildly different ones. Like we did have the one season kind of recently where it was all Final Wars stuff, because it was Final Wars Gigan with like the chainsaw, the alt modified, whatever you want to call them. We had a Kaiser Ghidorah alt, though I mean I guess also kind of an alt, but also not Monster X. So non-evolving one, and then we had Zilla from Final Wars, but then we also have, what was that one season? We had Godzilla like 93. We had an alt for Fire Rodan, and then an alt for Super Mecha Godzilla, which actually some of those might have been from the same like movie. But we have some that are just entirely random, and then I think we had like, what was it? Was it Varan? Because this is a little bit long ago, but like Varan, Scarlet Dust, Ultima. I should get who else was it? Because the other one was the black and white Shin Godzilla, the maybe Emperor or something. We might not have one that season. And then we had Singular Point and Gear. So we have some that's just like entirely random. So we might could do something more like that with it, so it's not all, I guess, like the TriStar Godzilla. So the people that don't like it, it's not as big of a deal, at least for them. They don't like that big of a deal. But then also too, I feel like if you really want stuff like Titanosaurus, because you want like those reps and stuff. Oh my gosh, using the AoE unit makes this fight so much easier to fight than I fight them normally. Like you kind of have to, because there's no way to handle them like one at a time, unless you want to wait maybe 10 minutes. But we think to like always be constantly resetting. So you might can mix those up a little bit more. But then also continuing the trend with American Godzillas, we have Godzilla 94. right? Yeah, 94, which was the canceled American Godzilla. And that was the one that was supposed to have like the griffin in it. If anybody remembers that, I see it every now and then as some of the things people kind of want, which would be something somebody would add in this one. Because I will admit those canceled things, scrap designs and other stuff was just all really cool to potentially get as a unit. I didn't really care for the griffin. I mean, it kind of was like okay enough looking sculpt and everything, but still kind of largely based off like the griffin. Just do it. Myself would love something a little bit more kind of original. It's funny as for the other stuff. But the basic sculpt they had for that Godzilla looked really interesting. It's a lot small, like crocodile looking. All that sort of like lizard stuff. There's a lots of really interesting kind of design going into him. And I think that would be a really neat thing with like the poster all Mecha Godzilla, second Mecha Godzilla. I think there's a real chance to get something like that in this game. Granted, that one might be a little bit weirder because it was an American movie and it didn't go anywhere. It didn't actually get made, so I can see that one might be the hardest one to actually do of the stuff I have on my list, because I don't know, like, they might not own the rights to, I think it was only like recently anyways, like pictures of the stuff or like concept art, all that kind of stuff like came out. I think they even had like the script, somebody like leaked the potential script for us. Really weird. In my personal opinion, I think some people like really liked it, but I'm like, I don't think that one was that good, or some of the stuff you were kind of harsh on the later one, I probably still would have been kind of harsh on here. I mean, that to me was really kind of different. We've been having some of these same ones for a while now, but mind a rotation. Yeah. Okay. We'll just go with these. But yeah, so I think that one would be interesting to get. Looks really cool. Oh, also, I forgot to mention this earlier. I think I have like 28 or 29 on the list. Need to narrow a couple down. I think I mentioned about my vacation. Went to Great Wolf Lodge. They were building one of those like when I was maybe 12 or younger, when we were going to Gatlinburg. And I forget how, but my dad had like some kind of connection to somebody, I think, that was working on building. I think at that time he was working at a business, sold tools, nails, stuff like that. Which is great. I don't know why somebody would be working up there, because it's like a 6-hour drive away from where we live, so I don't see them probably having really done as much or something. But somehow he kind of knew it, because when we were heading up there, we passed like the construction side. I think I remember one time asking what they were building, and he mentioned this like hotel with an indoor water park and all that kind of stuff. And I always kind of wanted to go there. Of course, now I'm like way older than like Jeremy were really supposed to go there. But my mom talked about like doing a trip at one point. Like that would be something cool to do, and she decided to like actually look it up. And they had like a really good sale, so we got that. That was like a couple weeks ago. Really fun. Enjoyed it. Definitely wasn't the targeted age demographic, but was funny. But while I was there on like floating in the wave pool, I was like, I actually would like work on making the list. And I tried to like write it down when I got back in the room. I think I like forgot a couple things, so there's still I think some things missing on this list. But I did try to narrow it down to the bigger ones. I did remove like the super electromagnetic or super electromagnet. I think that's actually the thing. The like wall looking thing that was in one of the movies, which really kind of liked in Godzilla Defense Force, and I think it actually would be really cool to get in this game. I don't know, I might even go back and add that onto the list, because I have a fondness for it for some reason. But the other things here is, because like I said, I would have to narrow it down at some point whenever I go and actually make it. This should be easier to like trim, or easy to trim some of these like basic ones off of the list. because there is quite a few like basic things. But King Godzilla. Oh, I actually forgot to do. Let me actually get this wrote down because I forgot to do this earlier. Shin Japanese Heroes Universe Combiner. That's just stupid. It looks kind of neat. Okay. So I actually got that added. Can I have some of my stupider ones? King Godzilla, which was in some comic, and it was like Godzilla, but his hands were the heads of King Ghidorah. I think he had King Ghidorah wings, and for some reason on his chest was the head of Biollante. Really stupid, but I think if you were really going to add in something to the game, that one would be a neat one. Also, to be fair with the reboot stuff, this almost fills in line, even though those are, I guess, technically supposed to be more redesigns or stuff based off of concept. At least that's what I heard from some of the stuff. I feel like I would have seen the Destroyer that's kind of mixed with King Ghidorah before that was actually true proper concept art. Again, I might not have saw like the different Biollante forms with like different flowering plants and stuff like that. That one's fair to me. I feel like I would have seen the Destroyer, King Ghidorah, like all. Is it right down here? Yeah. Always tend to miss that one. But yeah, I think that one would be pretty neat. It's kind of an interesting creature. I mean, it's a funky design. I was just going to start combat. But it's neat to know. The other one, I think, of course, I already mentioned this kind of earlier, but is Ghidorah, which is a Biollante King Ghidorah hybrid. And I think it's supposed to be a little bit more King Ghidorah mixed in there, which is neat. I was like, I picked lots of more stuff from some comics. There's a couple other things that would be neat. And I think it would be cool to get maybe some more comic seasons. Though probably my biggest thing with those is I think for the comic seasons we maybe need a little bit less Godzilla in particular. Not that Godzilla is bad or anything. I mean, this is like the Godzilla franchise. What? I don't know why I was trying to shoot there. I don't know why I've already cleared this room. But there's a couple of those Mike not is into, so I might put like the trilopedes, whatever they are. But also some neat things. Also, there's probably some versions of some of the kaiju that are like fairly unique that would be worth adding on here. But I haven't like really read most of the things. Is like I maybe seen a little description of them on like the wiki or something. So I guess fake fan, if you will. Not like I'm super read up on those, so it's not like it's kind of like I think some people say that for like some of the comics, where it's like, oh, you've just read the wiki, so you haven't read that. Yeah, that's definitely me with some of these. Although of course a lot of these kind of came out before I was born, or really would have had a proper way to have even like gotten them. But I do think I would love more comic seasons. Like I said, maybe just a little bit less Godzilla. Because unless you do a lot more, I mean, I think really with that, the best way to do him would be to, and I might have to go back and redo this one manually. I think this team might have a little trouble with this particular boss. Though I have actually boosted a lot of stuff recently. I've gone through and actually upgraded my little pip things you put in them, not affinity, or is it affinity keys? Whatever, I've got the added that mechanic in a while ago, and I've actually kind of got most of the other stuff leveled with those little like core things. So I actually can go in here and use those resources in to spend on upgrading So I get quite a few of them, so hopefully should be a lot stronger. So it's like, oh, got maybe like an extra 3.5% attack, some extra defense, some other stuff like that, which I feel like should make them kind of stronger. You have a couple of those, maybe 3% on each of them for like, so I guess let's say 9% for like attack, crit rate, and crit damage. That should hopefully help quite a bit. But yeah, so I don't know. I think the comic stuff's neat, but I could see maybe them not doing too much more with some of those. Okay, this is a funky one. But the Earth Defense was not the game I play. That was, they had like just GDF and EDF, some other stuff like that. But I think this particular EDF is in Final Wars. They have an aerial vehicle. That's kind of like a flying battleship, which I guess is fitting because they have the Gotango. They have 4 of these, I believe, right? No, I guess 3, and I guess you have the Gotango, but I don't think these have drills. I would just maybe just like one of them. There's technically 3. I don't know if they're that different. I mean, I think one of them you see do a lot more than the others. But I think they're like largely the same, or maybe just pick one of the designs or whatever. But you had the Eclair, the Karyu, and the Rumbling, which I think, I don't know, just thought they were always kind of neat. Some cool human tech weapons, have like a floating battleship that maybe doesn't look like the Gotango, but that just also shoots a whole bunch of stuff at the enemy. I think that would personally be pretty neat myself. Okay, look, we're all still alive. I think those upgrades have worked out quite nicely. That's probably my weirdest one on the list, but I also think potentially might be the coolest one. But let's see, you have that, which I do think actually really want to keep that one on there. That might be kind of one that could more get knocked off. I think that one would be neat. It is kind of a more sort of fanciful weapon system too, so I think that wouldn't be too crazy to get on here. I have the Millennium, so the like a giant octopus jellyfish thing that comes out of the spaceship in the 2000 movie before it becomes Orga. I think that would be a neat thing to get. Technically, we have the models. I'm pointing like we already have that in the game because I think he appears very briefly before he becomes Orga. It's like in its spawn sort of animation. And I think that would be also, I guess, a little side note. It might be neat to also have like the spaceship along with him. Maybe he comes out of the spaceship, causing the spaceship to attack. I think technically Orga did that, but you might could have him with like the spaceship sort of hovering around him or something. So kind of like maybe a little bit 2 for 1. But he's just a really cool like creature that obviously you don't get to do too much with because he becomes Orga, which is also obviously really cool. But I think it'd be really neat to maybe see the Millennium. I kind of wouldn't have minded if we would have gotten... Ooh, I did actually write that down. Megula, I think that's his name. Maybe just get this Mega Curious Buck Swarm. I thought an idea while I was at the water park also for a unit for that I think would actually be kind of neat, like a funkier swarm thing. I just want to get that wrote down because I think that would be a fun one to have. But yeah, the Millennium actually coming, I think, would be neat. I wouldn't have minded if we would have gotten a... Because back then you did do like the lots of transforming units. We could have gotten a transforming... Yeah. You could got a transforming like UFO into the Millennium into... I think we're going to have to just start killing stuff now because they're all grouped up on each other. into Auger unit. I think that could have been an interesting like 3-stage sort of transformation. Granted, there's also thinking lots of cool stuff you do with Auger would be one I'd love to get rebooted, like maybe a more evolved Auger, or like maybe this would have been Auger after he absorbed Godzilla more, though maybe this is what it wanted to look like after it absorbed the G cells. That could have been kind of neat. But yeah, I actually kind of wanted that one for a while. So yeah, I'm definitely keeping that on the list. Next up is, and this probably would be one that would be sort of being removed. You know, I do also like this one. Well, I don't know, it has like a 3-stage transformation, sort of. Space Amoeba, if anybody knows that one. It was weird in the fact that it had, I think it was like a space creature that took over other things. And I can't remember if it took over specifically kaiju, or after it took over the bodies, it turned them into kaiju. That also been kind of funny, where I feel like it and Ebra, they got like the creatures mixed up, because Ebra looks lots more like the thing it has here, because Ebra, at least to me, looks more, I don't know, looks more like crayfish or something. This other one I think is supposed to be like a rock lobster, but I feel like they have kind of sort of backwards. This map, this is kind of a funky one. But yeah, it's Gizora, which I think is the, I don't know, also like a Nautilus type thing. It's one of those like squids with kind of a shell. I don't know. Honestly, I think it had a really cool design, and honestly, it would be kind of cool to have them all. Oh, I ran into, I forgot I was even looking for this. I was like, did the game lag again? But I walked into the thing by accident, thankfully, because I would have totally have forgotten. I had to come back here later to grab it. Not that it's like the biggest deal, but I do always like to grab those, because sometimes those have like some nicer things in them. But let's see, you have that one. Like the squid, there's a rock lobster, and I think the other one's supposed to be a like rock turtle or something, some kind of like snapping turtle creature thingy. That I think would be kind of interesting. I think, screw it. I think all of them would be cool to have in there, but I do think that one's kind of the cooler of those to me. Probably one of the spicier ones on this list, Giant Condor. Of course, this would have been like back when we were getting Ebra and Varan, stuff like that, where we were getting some lower star units. I think that could have been an interesting one. We've gotten like some more stuff like this now too, but originally I thought it would be neat to kind of get it and have it be a lower star, lower cost sort of Mothra Leo, where we just kind of run into stuff. It would be kind of weak, but it could be used to kind of snipe some stuff, maybe catch up to a push kind of quickly, be sort of a little bit of a cheaper unit that you could be kind of fielding and doing stuff with. I don't know, overall I think it could have been kind of neat, and I do personally kind of like it, if not just for like the cringe factor, if you will. So yeah, I do kind of have that one on my list. Of course, Mutos. Honestly, I would love to have like both of them, I think, as a pair unit, especially with you like Mothra and Godzilla. So you had a flying unit and ground units, some that moved more differently, because previously kind of our pair stuff was a little bit more similar. We've gotten a little bit more out there stuff as pair units. We got a little bit more out there. Oh yes, this one. Out there picks recently, which has been kind of interesting. Oh, I guess we have to do this anyway. Which would probably lead to some really cool stuff, and I do think having those as a pair, I mean, too, I guess that cuts down having to put two things on my list, but I think those would be neat. Scylla. I like Behemoth lots, but I do think Godzilla might be one of my more favorite Monsterverse originals, at least I think from like King of the Monsters movie. And of course, you did also have them appear in the sequel, or I guess like later sequel, being killed by Godzilla, just kind of randomly in Rome for, I don't say no reason, but just, I don't know, it felt kind of forced to just kill off some of the like core original stuff and not really see them do more, and could actually had them do a little bit more of a proper fight. But so we have at least kind of done more with Scylla than just see her in King of the Monsters, though that's technically what all we got for Behemoth. We got them as a unit. I think having them appear would be neat. I do really like them, and I mean technically I guess we have another Muto in that movie, but I don't know if we necessarily need them. I feel like that might be a little bit too much milking it, especially if we actually get the I'm just going to get into the fight here. If we get the Mutos as like this unit, I don't really see a reason to need to get that new female Muto. And then of course we technically I guess can't get Methuselah, because apparently there's some kind of rights issue with the name Methuselah because of some comic book, which is interesting because biblical names. It feels kind of weird. Though I don't know, I'm also surprised we can't just like have that creature appear again in Monsterverse stuff anyways, but you know, maybe change the name. I don't know if we really even did that much calling it Methuselah, or have some line but somebody changed his name, or we just call it a different name. I don't know, it feels like it just would be, okay, you shot the wrong person. We thought it would just auto-target you. I feel like the auto-target's gotten really poor for me on here. But so I would kind of handle some of the bigger Monsterverse stuff. I guess technically Skullcrawlers, but did I actually put Skullcrawlers on this list? I think I might have forgot to put Skullcrawlers on this list, but then I'm kind of like iffy on those. With Singular Point Rodan, would love to have that. Probably would function like Gaios. No, I didn't pronounce that right. But we're Swarm, that like the more times you summon it, you get some bigger and better units that appear. We did have, I think, 3 different Rodans that appeared throughout the show, which is also weird because I think one of the bigger, or I guess second biggest Rodan was the first one. Then we got like the smaller Rodans that swarmed. Then we got like Black Shadow Rodan that tried to attack Godzilla just randomly. Like we just never got that explained. But probably would be something like that. Salunga, because I don't know, he just looked really cool. Didn't really do anything in the show, but hey, he looked cool. So hey, I wouldn't mind having him in there. Also, he's just kind of like buff Gabara, which I just find really interesting. Also, speaking of that, Gabara, I don't know, I like his design. It's interesting. I think he has some interesting stuff with like his powers and some other things, even though that is like bullying baby Godzillas and the child's dream analogy thing for bullying some other stuff. There's a lot of like weird stuff with him, but I do actually think he's kind of an interesting design for a creature. So I think having him in here would be kind of cool. Chibi Biollante and Chibi Mothra. And I might would ditch the Mothra, but I don't know, the Mothra, I do like Mothra. I would say no to another Mothra unit. I hate how we've kind of stopped getting the Chibi stuff. I think the last Chibi unit we got was kind of sucky. I mean, of course, they did enough stuff to kind of make it a little bit more usable now with the Shobjin, whatever. I just want to kill them. Instead of waiting for the circle to reset, just go and do it. It's also weird we got Chibi Shobjin instead of like just Chibi Mothra. We got like Mothra's supporting cast, because I feel like, to me, if I'm doing like the Godzilla stuff, okay, Chibi Godzilla, I guess Mecha Godzilla was really important in the Chibi series. I probably wouldn't have done him second. To me, my mind go more to like, okay, more important Godzilla Kaiju stuff. I would probably go Ghidorah or Mothra. I mean, I think the Ghidorah one's also kind of interesting. He'd probably be my more third, like more proper serious chibi pick. Because he's just, like, I don't know, a little bit more important. Maybe you have some other one. I think it was like a Titanosaurus or Gabra. I think had an interesting appearance. Although I think they also looked like wildly different too. But they were working at like some kind of weird restaurant or something. I don't know. I remember like watching a bit of that one. It was just kind of interesting and interesting the personality they gave him in that particular appearance as well. I know it's real. We'll find it. But yeah, I don't know. I would have gone with some of those. Biolante has an interesting appearance. I think it would be funny to have her come to the game and just it really made her sexy, at least with the voice. Which of course I didn't do Mothra, but I guess she's a little bit more cute. And I'm glad they didn't do more waifu bait stuff with Mothra. With how they've done like other people's personalities and stuff on there. Although also, gosh, I would also love the Chibi Shin Godzilla like second form. That one was really funny, his appearance. But you have those two. Funky one, but the singular point Mecha Godzilla. If we can get the Mecha Godzilla from the anime trilogy, I really do think we could get this, like, going into a little bit more less canonical stuff. I guess they had like a design and other stuff for him, so it's kind of like, okay, I can understand how you can do that and everything, but I do think it is kind of funny. Let's see, make sure I do this right. There we go. It is kind of funny how let's see, it was him. We got the poster version of Mechagodzilla. I want to say there's like one other unit that's like really not make us, I guess we now have the rebooted stuff. But I feel like we've done enough things with some stuff that we just kind of got teased and some other stuff that I kind of feel like, oh, here we go, got a good fight. I kind of feel like that one would be neat. We're probably not getting more singular point proper stuff, though. I think it was somewhat well received in Super Robot Wars Y. I think people liked it a little bit more. Of course, they probably made enough like changes to the story and everything to make it a little bit more interesting. But I would love like a second season to it, to at least continue with some of these stories, like at least loose ends. See what they do for the kaiju designs or fights or whatever, because I did like little bit of stuff we got with it, and I think it would be neat to see more. The design looked really cool. Also here, the Mothra Lava Twin, which I think technically was Tokyo SOS, I think. And I think at one point, at least one of them evolved into Mothra. Maybe they both did. I feel like one of them died or something. Maybe it was like the mother died, then you had the twins. I forget. It's been a little while since I watched SOS. But I just remember, I think at one point you had like the two lava come in and they're both like a webbing something at the same time. Maybe Godzilla, maybe I forget which. It was just what I thought of way back in the day. I thought would be really interesting. Kind of like a 4-star, which I mean I would also love it being like less than a 4-star. I know most stuff nowadays is a 4-star. But like a upgraded version of the tanks, where it's like they do a slowdown as well. Probably stronger, and I guess it probably would be a little bit stronger than the tanks as well, though. I mean, the Mothra Lava aren't exactly known for being strong either. I don't know, maybe one of them evolves into Mothra, the other die. I don't know, there'd be some other stuff you could do with it, but I think kind of like a proper kaiju-ish version of the tanks would be an interesting unit. Oh, also probably would be fairly cheap. Would also be slow, which might be kind of detrimental, but could be something you could throw out kind of early and throw out some faster units to catch up, or throw them out later and have them. I guess the slow they might never super catch up, but they can work their way up over time. I think that would be really interesting, and I think they could have a niche there, though it might not be something everybody else would like, but I think that's one that could work. A weird one I've always thought of, I think would be neat. This would also be kind of like really more so milking King of the Monsters for all it's worth, but I think the Argo could actually be kind of interesting. I thought a couple different like ways you could do it. Maybe it's like a thing, and it's I don't know, almost like the Gotango. No, I don't think it has super like weapons to really attack with, but maybe it flies over towards the leader, spawning helicopters or VTOLs or something. It's like a little swarm spawning unit. I should go and start it. And there's probably some like basic stuff you could do there, which I think would be kind of interesting. I also thought the idea of maybe it just flies in a straight line to it goes off like the edge of the map, but then maybe after a couple seconds it loops back around to the other side, and it just spawns some of those things every so often. But something that you like need to go over there and kill before it loops back around. Of course, it's a little bit more protected by the enemy's leader, and it starts like spawning something. Because it wouldn't maybe spawn too much. Maybe it's like 3 or 4 over the whole like course of doing the map. But it is something that would like slowly over time build up. It would kind of be a distraction. Potentially for the enemies. I mean, of course, it might also need to have like a compel, so it kind of like forces them to follow. I mean, because that might be a neat way to kind of balance it too, where it's like it sort of more so forces them to follow it too, so makes it a little bit better at sort of doing its job, because like it's forcing some enemies to go like chase it. I mean, you did use a distraction for King Ghidorah. It was like Rodan in the movie, so it kind of works. But then also maybe doing that, so then like maybe some of the units will always attack the helicopters or the VTOLs, whatever it is that's like spawning along the way. I don't know, I think it could just be neat, more human tech stuff. Next up, the Gargantuans, which are like the children of, I think technically in the movie it's called Frankenstein, this Frankenstein's monster, which also wouldn't mind him, but I feel like there might be some more licensing stuff potentially with Frankenstein. Maybe these are the Gargantuans are probably more so probably owned by Toho and not having to pay out any sort of rights, though I think Frankenstein might be more enough open or like public domain, so maybe they're okay there. A weird pick. Also, these probably some ones that might be kind of removed. The Gigan anime trilogy, I mean, I think technically it was more in like the books. I think there was like some pictures of him. I think he was pretty neat. So I think it was like a creature found in the ice by the Russians. They freezed him out, and I guess he was like a protected kaiju, so he kind of helped them and got deployed against Godzilla and the other kaiju. But he kept like getting ripped to pieces over time. So they kept on having to make him more and more of a cyborg, who became, I think, a little bit more like his design in Final Wars, with like the double chainsaws and some other stuff. And I think he was even supposed to be like there sort of near the end, fending off Godzilla and the other kaiju while humanity fled the planet or something. Like, he's kind of a G. Like, I would love to have him. It sounds so cool, especially if it like every time he died, he came back a little bit more and more like robotic or cybernetic, and maybe had like a little bit stronger, or maybe some different attacks or something. But like maybe not too crazy. Maybe it's just like a piece here, piece there, piece there. So like you just kind of like check and on and off like a part of the model or something. That might be different, because that'd also be kind of fun if it was just like random each time. So maybe just always like been more cybernetic the way, but like maybe after 5 times he's fully cybernetic. I don't know, it just might be a neat little design thing to do with him. Antra, which I believe was like a cool bug thing in a Mothra comic. I saw somebody was talking about like creatures to still get added into Battle Line, and we were having like a little discussion about some different like comic things. That was one of the ones they mentioned, and I thought he actually looked kind of cool. I think technically that was like Mothra, Queen of the Monsters. I think it was like an enemy for her in there. Actually looked kind of cool. There'll probably be one that would be like dropped off of this list to make room for some other ones. Meguma, which was a like walrus kaiju thing in a Toho movie. Not Godzilla, but is like adjacent because it is actually Toho. Oh my gosh, I didn't even recognize that indoors. I've been using her costume for so long, but it's kind of nice seeing her like this. I know the costume's only so-so, but I mean, I got it, so I kind of wanted to use it. But I had to swap it back to normal. Megumi, I don't think would just be kind of neat, or would be funny to just have like one season. Like, what do you mean we're getting this fat walrus that doesn't really do anything besides die in his own movie? What do you mean we're getting him added into the game? It's like, yeah, that'd be kind of cool. It's one of those like funny additions that I would be totally okay with. Is that it really for this one? I've done actually 2 of these. Interesting. Do I want to do the third one? I could maybe even finish up with my like farming for this game for the week. You know what? Let's go ahead and do this. This one will not go obviously as smoothly, and I think that's all the people I really want to bring. But yeah, I think Megumi will just be kind of funny to see. I think it was also technically a card in let's go for a card in Defense Force, which is really why I first like really heard about it. I don't know. I just think it would just be kind of funny. It's one of those that's like, this is a really stupid kaiju, but I kind of like it because it's that. Excuse me. I forgot this team has like no killing power the first turn because everybody wants to do their ultimates. I think except for Alva, maybe. So we're just gonna get like back up in here because even though we could just go ahead and kill them all, we're just going to decide not to. Oh, thank you, Lava. You actually have an ultimate that does damage. But yeah, I don't know. I think my ice team is kind of the one I like using the least. Because, like, it's not that bad, but my gosh, it makes me feel bad to watch them. I don't know why you targeted him. Makes me feel bad to watch them try to do. Because actually, I forgot. Basically, I have to do this manually. Because otherwise, if I don't, they just won't. A lot of times kill stuff, especially if it's just like 2 units. Like, hey, I could just run up, shoot them in the face, and everybody's dead, and we're good. Beyond Megumi is just one of those funny little Toho project creatures that I think would just be neat to see. Honestly, I wouldn't mind some more of somebody like assorted Toho stuff anyways. This one's a little funky to do. Then that one. Then shoot you. Next up on my list, I have Mechagodzilla City. Not that I super like the anime trilogy, though it is kind of funny that I do technically kind of have another one, because honestly I wouldn't mind having the anime trilogy Mothra either, but I don't know, it can kind of make it the short list. I think I have an idea for a unit for that like a while ago, and I think that one was kind of interesting. But basically, Mechagodzilla City is really what I thought we would get maybe at some point in like a 4-star facility. Really thought it was maybe like a defensive sort of thing. And maybe like a spawner. I kind of always really thought it'd maybe spawn like the vultures, but I guess you really wouldn't spawn the vultures now, so the vultures actually exist as their own unit. And they're kind of strong, so it might be kind of weird. I guess you could have one that would maybe be potentially weaker. But maybe you could spawn something else, like some tanks or something else from the movie. I mean, there was some other human tech stuff that you could, I think, easily include that could spawn from that. I think we did have like the vultures were upgraded the flying mech they already had in the movie, so you might could maybe just spawn in those en masse anyways. But I think that one would be neat. It kind of fits more than actually getting the Mechagodzilla as a unit. So yeah, I don't know. I have it as kind of a neat thing. It's one I've always thought we would maybe get at some point if we got more anime trilogy stuff. So kind of high up here. Other ones that might not make exactly the short list, but I kind of wanted them for a bit. Crystalak and Obsidious. The Godzilla Unleashed Pop Books trilogy. I mean, technically, they were just in the third one, so I guess not really the trilogy. But the original one's kind of neat. I think Obsidious might be a little bit cooler. Crystalak, well, neat. I don't know. It's weird to say, but kind of almost feels a little bit too Space Godzilla adjacent. So I think I technically would like Obsidious a little bit more. Feels a little bit more original. Of course, I think technically in that one it was like Space Godzilla was the main enemy too, so it's a little bit weird having this other like enemy born of the crystals, which with the crystals were Space Godzilla, so it kind of feels like maybe Space Godzilla minus the Godzilla, which also isn't funny because then that's what also people kind of thought Shimo was going to be based off the cave paintings and everything that we had back then. Kind of wish you actually just used your attack right now because you could probably kill them. No, it's gonna suck. I guess I'm gonna be losing Dushnavi. I just want to see this right quick. Okay, good. You attacked the unit that was not on just like 5 HP. But yeah, you had the two of those. Technically, there was 3 other units that they were thinking of making. Fire Lion, Lightning Bug. Lightning Bug was kind of interesting, but also a little bit kind of basic. I mean, of course, some of these were a little bit basic. And then there was also called The Visitor, which was a weird, almost xenomorph design with a couple more, like, stabbing spike claw things on the back. He's on my list. He's visually very interesting. Of course, it's very almost like xenomorph in design. But I think there's enough going on here. Of all of those, he's probably the most interesting. Granted, the xenomorph in design is also... You could actually stop using the ultimate. It's actually very interesting and I'd say also kind of unique for a like Toho design. Like, there's not anything else that really looks like that. For instance, Crystalak kind of looks a little bit more like Space Godzilla with like the crystals and everything. Obsidious is more or less rock monster with kind of like magma on the inside. There's a couple little bit more interesting, unique traits there, but for the most part, there's nothing that exactly is 100% unique. And I think we finally killed his little car thing, so we can actually damage him now, hopefully. I'll just actually have to start shooting him. This guy's just kind of annoying to fight, especially I think with these characters, with all the stuff they want to do, and then he just like kind of hides in the corner. And we're supposed to be doing all these reaction shots, and he doesn't do anything for us to be able to really reaction shot him. So maybe I just need to take control of this so we stop using ultimates and other things. And we just straight up shoot him. I think the problem is, while his little car thing's alive, when he takes damage, it would like heal him, so you have to destroy that first, but it has like lots of defense and some other stuff, so it's just... It takes a long time. It's just kind of like annoying, and then he can... I think the vehicle can like shoot stuff and like mock them, so he does like massive damage. I don't know. He can be very deadly at times. But, moving on, there's only one more I actually have on the list besides like the 2 more I added while streaming, or I guess technically 3. Well, no, it's just 2. Okay, I thought I had put one other one on the list. I feel like there was one other one I added to the list. The other thing, I forgot to put this one originally. This definitely was one of those ones while at the water park I was thinking about really wanting. I actually watched a little thing about them again recently. It sadly feels like it might not be something that would be getting added in because apparently it was not very popular. And just lots very much so not that popular, or not as popular as I thought, but like more so. I mean, I feel like getting a show of 26 episodes not too bad. No, that's just like one season, but like, I don't know, I feel like you did okay. But would be Zone Fighter. I think Zone Fighter would be really interesting to get added in. Of course, that's very like legally distinct. Ah, you weren't close enough. Legally distinct Ultraman, and I mean, of course, it would be also really cool to get just, like a proper Ultraman added in that might like last longer. Because if you were going to do some collab stuff, it really does feel like Ultraman fits. Of course, I would love like some more Kamen Rider and some other things like that. But Ultraman really does fit to me, and of course, Zone Fighter is like their version of Ultraman. Technically, he teamed up a couple times. I think it was maybe 2 episodes or something like that. He's teamed up with Godzilla a couple times, and he fought against King Ghidorah and Gigan. Of course, he also had lots of his original stuff, and I think you probably could do lots of those. At least a couple of those could probably make a cool addition. I mean, I think you had some neat costume design and other stuff there. Excuse me. Enough stuff that I think it would be really neat to see him get added in, and like more of his stuff get added into, so it's not just like him himself. But maybe for a start, that would be pretty good. What other paths? I did not do that room there. Okay. Trying to make sure I didn't skip anything. Ah, yes, I did do this room. I didn't grab this one thing. 2 things. Man, my throat's getting a little sore from talking for so long. But yeah, Zone Fighter I think would be a really neat one. I really do like him. Actually, probably should try to find it, see if I can actually watch it. I think somebody did a fan dub of it, if I heard correctly. Fan dub or fan sub. I think I actually heard it was a fan dub, which would be really cool. And I think it would be kind of neat. I don't know, it was a little stupid, old. I mean, of course, too, I think it's a little bit funny looking at it because you have like 70s Japan stuff, which, I mean, I think probably to lots of like slightly younger people, lots of the 70s stuff is just cringe, like the outfits and other stuff. And just looking at the stuff from Japan's even like funnier. But yeah, I think that one would be a neat one to see get added in, and is definitely on my short list. I mean, that is a Toho IP property, whatever you want to call it. So I think actually getting that like properly added in would be really neat to see. Oh, there we go. I'm like, why did it move so much? Yeah. But yeah, and then I guess the only other one super on the list is the Shin Japan Heroes Universe Combiner, which was the really weird Godzilla, Evangelion, Kamen Rider, Ultraman, like fusion toy, I think it was, that they made. Which kind of up there a little bit with like Bio Ghidorah and King Godzilla stuff, where it's like some weird mixture stuff, but that would be a lot more like licensed stuff. But I think that one would be really cool. Although I don't want to see some people, I mean, I guess they're talking about like the rebooted stuff. I'm wondering if we might actually get the like Shin Japan Heroes Universe stuff sort of brought back, which I think would be neat for some people who joined afterwards. Though granted, I hated getting them, but I mean, I wouldn't say no to some more Ultraman, and I wouldn't say no to more Kamen Rider, especially the 3 stars for each of those. But that might just be me. Though, I mean, also, if they don't come back, I would be happy. I mean, I think I'd also consider just like a 3-star upgrade material too. So we can maybe get some of those a little more upgraded for people who are around for that time. Though, of course, more lower star units would also be neat, and that would probably make them a lot more worthwhile if we got some of that stuff too. Like, if we got 3-star upgraded too, we got some more 3-star units, and if you did have some of those limited time ones that'd be neat to upgrade, you could maybe walk on speeding up, getting some of those 3 stars up to a higher level. But yeah, that's kind of it for like that list. Like I said, there's a couple other things I mentioned that could have potentially been on there, but when I was actually trying to narrow it down to 25 before I went over, there was some stuff I did kind of remove, and it's probably some stuff I'm gonna go back and like remove more, because if I want to make it 25, man, I'm gonna have to trim it down more. But I think those are overall pretty good. Though I guess technically that Shin Japan Heroes Universe one might be like a special shout out, because you'd have to, I guess, technically get the licenses to all 3 of those things, and I guess you're kind of Toho anyways, but you'd have to maybe get them to agree to, because Godzilla's mixed in, and it would just be all kind of weird, funky stuff, but it is, excuse me, it is kind of neat. I wonder how long this fight will take. I think we do win these, but I think this team is by far the longest when it comes to doing fights, because they're just always popping ultimates and other things and not really doing that great of damage. Like, I feel like she probably is better off doing just targeted damage instead of that one. But I guess technically, at least doing that one where you can use it 2 times probably does do more damage overall than shooting once. But yeah, no, I think there's some like neat stuff though also I kind of wanted to do on this. Looking up what are the other, I might do that on a separate stream, other stuff that's coming to Girls Frontline 2, which I think Hestia's been announced for next season, or next season X like patch, which seems cool. Apparently a corrosive pistol unit, which I don't exactly need another corrosive unit, but she seems really neat. I don't know if I would remove anybody for her. I know maybe it would be Fatusa, as weird as that is, but seems interesting though. I think I do like the characters I have now enough, but hey, I'm definitely going to pull for the next one. But I have wanted to always do another like rank the character sort of stream thing, because I had made, well actually I might even do that before ending technically tonight. My voice is not completely gone on me by then. I wish I could just go and just do it right now, but do want to let this actually finish. Yeah, we might do it later. But I had like, it was when I was coming back from, oh gosh, this is so long ago now, but last year's youth trip. On the way back, I thought maybe it would be neat to just look through at the characters that aren't released yet in like the English version, the design, what kind of role they are supposed to be, what weapon they are, and maybe if it's anything interesting, because some of them had like summons and some other stuff that seemed kind of neat that I could like read about, so I could kind of see some of the stuff, and just went through and just like saved like a scale of 1 to 5 how much I kind of like wanted them, because it was, I think at that time I still didn't have like enough currency to really get all the characters and everything, but now I can more so do that. I think I kind of mashed up with a couple of little spinning things, so it might be a little tight next season trying to get Hestia. Was it Hestia? Hesty, maybe? Something like that. Might be a little bit harder, but I don't know, I've done okay with some of these recently. I may have just spent lots of tickets trying to get Fatusa's like basic weapon, not the retired version, because I think it would be neat to have that. I still think it would be kind of cool. I'm still a little bit tempted to try to maybe get it, because I like her, but I mean, I also would love to get the next character. But I mean, hey, I'm also not gonna say no to more blades. But yeah, no, I've been kind of tempted to go back through and just do that, because like, I think I'm more aware of the other characters that are like kind of releasing. Those last of them is kind of like a little bit easy to sort of forget about. And of course too, I think some of the stuff is like, Of course, maybe if they've appeared before in the story, because stuff like Sopo have, I think technically Rod has as well. Or we at least know she's on one of the 404 teams. Granted, that might be because that team might have existed in the old game too. I don't 100% know. But some of the, I'm sure, love is because some of these units are obviously from like the last game or some other game related to this one. So people are kind of familiar with some of these people. So, of course, I think sometimes there's a little bit more hype there than maybe like the unit itself. Or at least to me, for like what I actually have to go based on for these units. Go ahead and shoot you. Sure, I was trying to shoot that other unit, but I was hoping maybe they got a little bit closer. Okay, I didn't practice that. Good. I do want to go and grab everything. But yeah, I think that would be kind of fun to go through and just do again. Because it was a little bit funny last time doing it. But I don't think anybody really watch this in that kind of way. Isn't that an explosive down there? I'll just go ahead and kill you. And we have 2 things to kill. Yeah, we can do that easily enough. Like I said, I don't think anybody super is gonna watch that like maybe from like the community. Yeah, I say from the community because they would probably be the only ones that would be, like judgmental. But if you don't really play the game, you probably don't have too much opinion of like, I can't believe you rated that unit so lowly or whatever. But I think it would be kind of fun to just go through there and be like, yeah, this unit I kind of find this one doesn't interest me. Ooh, this one looks really cool. I really want to summon for that unit. Different things like that. I don't know. Also, might be kind of fun to just do that for how misguided some of the assumptions are going to be, guaranteed. Because it's like, oh, this unit doesn't really look all that interesting because of X, Y, and Z. And it's like, nope, that one's actually really cool, but just based off of that like initial impression, they aren't. Okay, we're going to be in the fight here. Just didn't think I could escape that. Okay, who am I going to start off with killing? Let's go ahead and do you. He's just going to shoot with you. Is that it? But yeah, it might just be kind of fun to just like talk through them and like, okay, I actually want to maybe get these, maybe get those. Also, sort of remember who all is like getting added, because I don't think all of them are always the most memorable. I think there's like one very Asian named one that's like a general or something, or I feel like it's named after a general, something a little bit funky with that. That I think got added quite a while ago, but oh my gosh, this is gonna be, you know what, screw it. Fight me. I'll let AI handle it. That was kind of interesting, like Li Shong or something like that, or Li Luxing. I mean, I don't remember what the name exactly was. It was something kind of interesting like that. I think I remember seeing it get added. It just kind of like nobody's ever talked about it. And I think I saw like one thing mentioned them again because they were talking about like what potential characters could get added next because of like the story stuff. And I think maybe that was what was mentioned. It's just like, oh yeah, that's actually a character in this game. Yeah, we do technically have all of those. But I don't know, yeah, it's just one of those is just really kind of funny, all things considered. Because I don't know, I feel like I have opinions based off of these but also some of my opinions on past characters have just been completely off when it's like they've actually released and you can more fully see what they do. Of course, not that I always look into what these characters do when they are getting released. I kind of lost that don't check out till I actually get them like in my hands and can play with them. Excellent. That room was just always kind of annoying. I feel like I always do that room with this team anyways, which I will be honest, just kind of sucks. I like some of the ice characters. I know I'm not using some of the like meta rotation stuff for them. Granted, a lot of those I just don't really like. I kind of hate using them. I really wish this would rotate on out so we could actually use some more fun ones. Fire team, sure. Corrosive team, yes, because we actually got to use that, so it's not too bad. Let's see. I mean, electric team, I like a lot of the characters on that, but I like more characters on there that can actually use in the fight. Of course, to need to have to like use some, at least like one other one, because I would like a healer. I don't think that team would do really that good without a healer. I do think they are like largely lacking, at least in that god. I mean, I would love to get a healer for all the teams. Of course, I think a sniper, machine gun, and shotgun for every team would be really nice. Of course, I could also 100% go with a blade, I think, for all the characters. You can actually attack that one. Interesting. Doing this manually again. Go and shoot him. Take him out. We need to get more of those. Physical team I really like. Honestly, the water team is pretty decent. Granted, I feel like some of the units I like most for the water team I can't use on here, which is annoying, but is what it is. I think I like some of the more lesser units for the water team. But this is really the team that to me feels like the least. I think I actually technically go to the back to look. This isn't the teleport. Nope. Okay, let me just get you. Take you out. Grab you, go and open up you. But yeah, I don't know, it'd be neat to see those. And then also, I don't know for lots of the times I even pay attention exactly to what we are getting, at least in like the sense of, oh, are they like a hydro machine gun, other things like that. Like, I just happened to scroll through the video I saw on X, like right before this, to actually see that we're getting Hopsy, whatever, I forget her name, Hasty, something funky like that. I mean, I don't like I really know these characters or anything. Oh wait, no, I have to go this way for the special fight. I can't go that way. Sure, screw it. Just go ahead and start it. This is one of these annoying ones to do with this team. And of course, it's also really annoying to do it with this team when you actually even, like, properly have to do it. Sure. You know what? You were so small, I didn't even actually notice you there as a unit. Let's get Lotta. I can't actually properly use Lotta here, annoyingly. If I didn't end with enough confidence index. Let's go ahead and use some AoE. Macchiato. Let's go ahead and I guess snipe somebody for me. But yeah, it might be neat to just see who else we was just supposed to be getting. Because I will 100% be honest that sort of some of that stuff is how I picked, how I ranked the units last time. Was just like, oh, what kind of weapon type are they? What kind of role do they fill? Because it's like, oh, is that another healer? I'll take a healer. Heavy machine gun, sure. Oh, this is somebody that does summons. Okay, that's really cool. Where am I? I'm probably missing that one right there. Nope, not you. Oh, come on. Oh, here we go. Yes, there we go. I do still kind of hate this game mode. It's not like the worst thing ever, but I think having to constantly like do the same maps over and 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 over again doesn't help. But man, it is just kind of tedious to do. This is such a, I want to have a machine gun on every single team. Really kind of tempted to just even bring in a machine gun with everybody. Maybe just everybody has Paratia on the team. But gosh, it just, like, this one's just so slow, and I don't think the other units would make it quicker. Maybe Robella would at least do a little bit more on like turn 1 in here. We got the black character too. I thought it was a bit happened to her. Man, it's just kind of funky though. Still enjoyed the game. Hope we get something cool. Oh, they did actually show like a new like battle tower or something thing coming to the Chinese version, or was like teased for the Chinese version. I forget what exactly it was. Which would be kind of neat though. Apparently, we're also getting a new game mode for Godzilla Battle Lines to some degree. Something about a unit go round or something, which was weirdly worded in my opinion. But a new event could be neat, especially if it's like a PvE or something to do. Because I do like a lot of the stuff in the game, but I do really wish there was some more PvE content. An idea I had for a while for the game that I think would be really neat would it'd almost be like All-Star Battle, but there would be some sort of like themed battles where it's like enemies from this era, or like you using units from an era, enemies or yourself, or like bug enemies, alien invaders. Maybe it's like, oh, you're the Earth defenders versus alien invaders, so you have to use that. Or maybe you're just limited to the human tech stuff, or maybe it's, oh, you're using the destroyers versus the human tech, and it would be some more like preset sort of battles. Well, I mean, I might have it be like the enemies a bit like what you have in All-Star Battle, but maybe it's a more set rotation, or they do something, which I mean, I guess honestly, it's almost like card mode in there, in All-Star Battles, at least nowadays, where you have like certain sequences of units spawn. Maybe something like that, or maybe it might kind of vary though. I feel like we had one of them that kind of varied it up a little bit more, or it's not always this one like particular hard set order of units got spawned in, but they did something a little bit more interesting than that. Also, I think I messed this up. I always need to go grab this if I can teleport over there with that. No, screw it. Take you out, and I kill, what, 2 of you, then I'm out. it would be there, and it would have like a series of like increasing difficulties. Obviously, I mean, there'd be a couple different things to do, and kind of like the higher you have the units, but you can still do some stuff with the weaker things. Maybe there is a store that you could go through and buy stuff, or you kind of completed missions like you did, or do with like All-Star Battle. There's like a lots of different ways you could really handle this. And of course these guys are going to be like a little bit tougher. Oh good, taking them out. Was a little worried for me. Of course not like Lotta's the strongest character I have, but it's still just always like annoying to be like, I'm gonna have to do more of this. Thought I could take them all out. How many enemies do I have? Yeah, 3. Okay, maybe you can go ahead and just quickly kill this guy. But yeah, I think something like that would be kind of neat. Like I said, there could be some cool, like, thematic stuff you could do with it too, which I think would be really neat. Let's see, not you, not you, not you. Macchiato, sure. Of course, I can't really do anything with... Can we maybe, like, rotate the camera so I can actually see the enemies back here? Okay, I feel like this isn't gonna work, annoyingly. I don't think I'm gonna have the firepower to kill all these enemies with another wave. And now she's blue? That's a newer bug. I don't know if I've ever seen them go blue-faced before. Kind of neat. Why are you doing, like, no damage to that person? Really? Are they just that tough back here? I mean, I know they're behind cover, but I think I've destroyed the defense stuff. But I'm going to keep on doing this manually, because otherwise they're just going to waste another turn using their, like, ultimates. So it's just going to take longer than me just doing it all manually, which is so stupid and annoying. Okay, take you. Please kill them. I would also love to end with enough confidence index so the next round of combat, because I know I'm gonna get another round of combat right after this. I could actually do something during it. Try to shoot them. Get out, baby. Could you actually give me a unit I could actually move? I guess I'm gonna have to shoot you. Oh my gosh, this is going so poorly. I hate using this team. I really would like to get rid of our month-long, you have to do this every single week with this team, because it's just like the opposite of fun. Granted, maybe if I also cared enough to pay more attention with this, because I feel like I should be able to defeat these in one. I guess I should have just did the auto, but my gosh, is it so frustrating watching them just not shoot the units, because normally that's just enough to kill them. Finally, they're dead. I hate this map. Well, I hate this map, hate this team. This team on this map is really bad. Also, is this the really bad ending bit? I think this is the really bad ending bit too. Okay, I actually could take him out. I don't think I could. Really wish you weren't gonna have to do this. I have to sit here just wait. This one really wants you to play this game in the waiting way, which is obviously the way they like intended you to play. We wish it was easy to target stuff too, which is obviously the way they intended for this to get played. But my gosh, it just take forever. I would rather do it, especially the first time you sit through. I also selected these things are so tedious. The first time you sit through and do it, not as bad. But the 18th time it is. I'm just gonna go over there and kill them. Finally. Well, oh, you that kicked. I thought you were the other one. Can I maybe rotate so I can actually see? It would help if everybody isn't in blackface too. Kill them, kill them. Shoot him in the face, in the face. Excellent. Okay, wait, we have to... Not the direction I want to shoot. Uh-huh. Okay. She's shooting fireballs. Very interesting. This also, I mean, I think this has kind of always been, but the visual bugs in this game mode in particular are just very interesting to me. Okay, so this is going to be one of these. I'm using this team. Okay, we're doing that floating in the sky stuff. This is going to be one of those where I just kind of run through and leave without fighting anybody. And I'm happy with the stuff I have collected. Oh my gosh, I did not want to... Okay, we're letting the AI handle this. They can handle this lose and suckage. Huh. The visual bugs are getting worse. That kind of looks cool. The visual bugs... Are you okay? Was your body missing too? Huh. Very interesting. Well, I'll let them handle this. It was kind of also fun to let them handle this now with how messed up everything is. And of course they spawn a whole load more enemies. Always kind of fun to just see what random stuff they decide to attack. I'm trying to see what is that on her legs that I'm actually seeing. Is that maybe... Is that like some leg armor that she has on, but her legs aren't here, so I'm seeing like the back side of it? Cause I'm trying to even recognize what that color or texture is I'm seeing, because I don't even remember that really on her. Watching her rub the dust without most of her body parts is very interesting. Also funny to me that little like black stuff. Also, is Dushnavi's body invisible, but because her body's actually that robot, it's not going invisible like the other people because she doesn't actually have any like skin there to go invisible? Is that what I'm seeing? I kind of almost want to do the other fights now, but I kind of want to see if I do a couple more fights, does this get worse? Cause I know I'm gonna like kill somebody else and trigger another fight here in a second. I really want to see how bad this can visually get. Like, has your hair now gotten another what was that red stuff? So I feel like the characters are almost flying when they run. She's okay. I don't... Okay, now your legs look black, but they look like they almost just going to different... I forget enough about what your design is. I mean, of course, especially when looking at it without, like, half the stuff. I do like how you just have those black sections for your legs, so... I guess they divided your body like that, so they can do other stuff. I would think you wouldn't have a... solid, unless it's supposed to be, I'm seeing the inside, and it's double-sided texture, and the inside of your leg's black. I'm just really curious, because it almost looks like that's like a black, like, I don't know, I feel like lid's maybe the wrong word to say, but there's something there that looks almost like solid, but like a flat thing, like you almost connect the leg on, or like it's actually like a robotic leg where it can be properly removed. So I guess they're not really anything. Is it really? Did I actually already loot that one? Yes, I did. Okay, I thought I'd like missed at least a thing of loot. Well, let's go ahead and leave. Okay. When dealing target damage now. You know what? Sure, I'll go with one of those. Corrosion's normally pretty good. Fortress is nice. You know what? I'll take one of those. And ignore that. Go here. I want to grab more of these because I'm actually using lots of them now. Because upgrading those little affinity keys or whatever they're called exactly. Oh, that event's gone. I was looking forward to my more login stuff. Oh well. Now, two other things I was going to look at right quick before ending stream. Let me actually get the music going again. Here we go. Let me go back to X. What was that thing I was going to look up? I forgot what one of them was even now. There we go. Oh, I'm going to actually look at that, especially in English. Where was that image? Because I talked about like the new game mode. Starter pack and make promotion. Okay. Was that your promotion? It's interesting. World update. We would love to see more about that. Is it this one? No. I would love to have a proper update to the co-op, so if you like miss it, it's here for like 2 days, you can actually do it maybe with an AI bot or whatever. Here we go. This is it. New event, Kaiju Island Round. And round operation now available. It's like it says now available. Like, what is this? Is that a series of battles? You spin? Is there actually an event here or not? I'm really looking at it. Looks now not like an event. I did not zoom in on it before like that. That kind of looks like not an event. But yeah, I'm curious to see what else they might have on this later. And I forget what was the other thing I was going to even look. Oh. Let me see. Can I find what that name of that character is? I mean, we have that robot anime that we're getting an outfit for Voy Mastina. They don't show off, okay. Well, I can just show it right quick. Basti. Her. We're getting her, which sounds kind of interesting. Though I'm not that familiar with her. And she kind of seems interesting, but I think I like the characters I have more now for my corrosive team, though I could... Well, I think technically she is the healer. Oh, I guess I can use the... Something about she makes it with corrosive tiles. If you stand on them, they now do healing. She does like landmines and other stuff. I don't know. Sounds pretty cool. When you see on X that Satan is trending. Interesting. One other thing I was going to show off. I just can't remember what it is now. I guess I can write quick. Where is it? What's the name? The character. Antra. Go back here. I guess Mothra. But apparently this is Antra. Like, it admittedly does look cool, at least in my opinion. What I find is cool for a kaiju design. Oh, apparently they also have one that's like a vulture in like Godzilla Raids America or something, and Texas's kaiju was a just a vulture Rodan thing, which was kind of neat. But yeah, I guess really with that, I'm gonna go ahead and end it here because like there was like one other thing maybe I was gonna do, but like, you know, this is, I feel like a good stopping point. For this, we got lots of stuff done, lots more than I really thought we were going to actually do tonight. So I guess until next time, this is Betuor Gripley signing off. Goodbye and a wonderful day, and hope to see you in a future live stream. So until then, bye bye.